Hi, I'm Kingsley, and this is my video journal for the 67 Steps, Day 4, Step 3. And this one is called Sam Walton's Night in a Brazilian Jail, Stealing from McDonald's, and Michael Jordan's Humility. And the last word tells you pretty much what this step is all about. It doesn't matter whether you are cocky or not. What is more important is how much time do you spend trying to improve the quality of whatever you're doing, your business, your body, your relationships, your overall fulfillment. What are you doing to do that? Because if you're simply cocky and you don't take any effort to earn that cockiness or to validate that incredibly high opinion of yourself, then there's something, well, there's not something, there is a lot of falsity behind it. So in other words, if you want to have the best relationship in the world, you're like, I have the best relationship in the world. I have the best relationship in the world. I'm a great husband, a great, wife. I'm a great partner. And you go to workshops to consistently fine-tune those skills and learn what you can about how to improve the quality of your relationship, how to better communicate, how to find common interests or to do things that are common interests. If you do all that, then you probably earned the right to say, I'm the best partner in the world. I'm the best partner, there is. You have the right. Whether you're absolutely correct about that or not is a completely different situation, but the fact that you've shown serious effort into proving that you're there for that says a lot about that you have some basis for that opinion of yourself. The same applies for your health. If you say, I'm one of the people in this country that's in the best shape, or I'm better shape than 5 billion people, then or 7 billion people, I'm one of the top 100 people. Well, if you're saying that and you are eating nothing but crap, there's no validity to that. There's no justification for your cockiness. If you say, well, I'm the most attractive person in the world, I'm super sexy and hot, but you're not doing anything to take care of your body, if you're just, eating McDonald's all day, or, drinking soda, or, laying around, then where's your justification for saying you're the most beautiful person in the world, or you're the sexiest person in the world? Where does that come from? Because there's something false behind it, because you're not showing any major effort to prove that you really are. You can't just, we aren't just things. You're not just born the sexiest person in the world. That doesn't happen. There's effort put into it. So the effort you put into learning about it and being open to learning gives you a little more stability when it comes to being cocky. Should you be cocky? Some people aren't cocky, and there's nothing, you don't have to be cocky. You can be self-confident without being better than you, or whatever, or being abrasive or rude. You can be self-confident and still be someone who, learns about things. That's definitely where I would rather be considered, as someone who's just very self-confident, but that I don't use my confidence to belittle anyone else's, contributions. We all have something to learn from each other. Now, mind you, there are some people who we have more to learn from than others. I do believe everybody has a message, though. So this is really about humility, and where are you at on the humility scale? So one of the things, this is not the main question he asks, but he asks, where are you on the humility scale? How much time do you invest in improving the quality of any area of your life? How much money do you invest in improving any quality of area of your life? How much research do you do to improve the quality of your life? What is your level of humility where you're willing to learn and continue to learn? And I have to say, I would say I'm probably around a 2 or a 3. And that's definitely below average, obviously, and not good. Mainly it's because I've just been, as social as I can be, I've been far more recluse in my life. And just sort of thought about it. And thought, okay, well, I just need to showcase my talent as an actor. I don't need to go out there and work it. I already have it. And that's not the case. You don't get better if you don't workshop it. You don't, whether it be by, consistently doing scene study or working on stuff constantly and constantly fine-tuning your methods of creating characters or whatever. I don't have any justification for saying I'm humble, because I'm not looking to learn. I haven't been reading or any of that stuff, autobiographies of actors or asking professional actors I admire if I can, learn from them. So my humility scale is and investing in it. I haven't been investing in it. So I've had a very low humility score. Like I said, I have 2 or 3. I'd probably, I'm more inclined to say I'm a 2, so I can go more from that. And so he talks about people like Sam Walton, who obviously everybody knows who Sam Walton is. If you don't, just in case you don't, Sam Walton is the creator of Walmart and Sam's Club and all that. He, at one point, interviewed some, accepted a request for some Brazilian business people to meet with them so they could ask questions. Well, it turned out that Sam Walton at dinner at his home started asking all the questions, and they didn't know what was going on. He was asking all the questions. They didn't ask any. And then they learned it was because he wanted to learn. He didn't invite them to dinner because he wanted to help them. He wanted to learn from them what they were doing so he could try and become better at what he was doing. See if they had any tricks he didn't know. And he spent the night in a Brazilian jail because while he was down visiting those associates later on, he was crawling around on the floors in different stores, measuring the width of their aisles to see if there was something that they knew that he didn't know. So that's the Brazilian jail part. Stealing from McDonald's is Ray Kroc, the guy who really brought McDonald's to its fame as it exists today. He was not one of the McDonald brothers, obviously. He used to sell milkshake machines and such, and he encountered them when he was in his 50s, as I recall, and saw something in their business because they had 15-cent hamburgers, and he decided to say, okay, I'll franchise this. They've already got something going. I like the franchise name. I'll just build on it. So he took their name and their business model, and he franchised it out, and then did the equipment stuff and all kinds of. He was just a huge part of McDonald's, but he knew that they had a workable pattern. So he decided to do what Picasso says, good artists borrow, great artists steal. And he took it, he built upon that. Then there was the Michael Jordan, who is supposed to be the cockiest player, supposedly considered to be one of the cockiest players in basketball. But he would listen to his coaches and people who were giving, anybody who was giving him, he thought, or what he would, any advice that he thought he might be able to use. So he may be cocky, but he at least listens and is open to what the thoughts are of other people. Like if I came down and sat down beside Michael Jordan and started saying, you should do, run fast or whatever. I mean, this is, negligible at this point in his career. But if I were to do that, what do I have to offer that this man knows about? He may listen to it and then go, did that, don't do that. That might be an interesting point. But you don't just want to listen to everybody. You want to find people who are, it's like if I were to ask someone how to cook a turkey and they have never cooked anything in their life, what would be the point? They might hit something right in their thought process about telling me how to cook a turkey, but the likelihood is very slim and almost to the point where I shouldn't even be considering it. Because if they could be right, they could be wrong. So you want to find people who actually have something to offer to you when it comes to that humility. If you see someone who owns a store, then you go learn from someone else who has a store. If you want a store and you think you can learn from them, if it's someone who works in an office, what are they going to offer you about the store other than as a customer? And then that may be a benefit. If you feel like it's a benefit, then listen. But the point is to be open and to not feel like you have all the answers. And if you feel like you have all the answers, you sure as heck be able to back up the fact that you've done all this to discover the answers. And so he says, what are you, in what way are you more humble? Have you increased the question? Go back. in what ways are you more humble, and how will that help you to achieve your goals? Well, I'm becoming more humble by reading more. I'm becoming more humble by taking 2 workshops over the course of the next couple of months, several months. I'm becoming more humble by watching more videos, considering more content on the subjects of health and fitness. I'm becoming more humble by not thinking that I can get there without, learning the best ways to get there for me. I did a gene test, for example. I was humble in the sense that I did, a gene test to find out what my, how my body is made up and the genes that I possess and how to best utilize those genes to get the goals I want from a fitness and health perspective. So those are the things in which I'm humble, and those are the ways I'm doing it, because I'm reaching out and not just staying in my own brain processing and going, okay, well, this is what I'm going to do. I'm actually seeking answers from people who have answers. So, or sources that have answers. So that's my answer for the question today. Thanks so much for watching. If you want to know more about the Tai Lopez 67 Steps program, please do click the link down below. Thanks so much, and I will see you tomorrow. Live with passion.